Ed here with the Digital Digest, and today I wanted to share a quick preview for the latest addition to Sony's E-mount lineup of full-frame G Master lenses, and that is the 100 to 400 millimeter FE G Master. Now this is significant, and I'm sharing these three pieces of hardware with you right now because as it stands in the E-mount realm, there was never a 100 to 400 millimeter option, let alone something in the G Master class. You're looking at here some of my what was existing, now replaced hardware because it was destroyed by Hurricane Matthew. I've got an A7R Mark II, the Zeiss 16 to 35 f4, and then, of course, the G series, not G Master, 70 to 200. And it always left me desiring more reach for my A7R Mark II. And this has been an issue with the entire E-mount in general, that if you wanted more reach, it just really didn't exist. Yes, Sony did come out with a lens that hit 300, but at the compromise of speed. And of course, now we have a G Master 70 to 200 that is f2.8, but still doesn't have the reach that everyone that really is looking for reach is after. So Sony, alongside their announcement of the A9 today, announced, as I mentioned, the G Master FE 100 to 400 millimeter lens. Now, this isn't an incredibly fast lens. You can see f4.5 to 5.6, but it's still in the GM class, still has optical steady shot. And from what I can see, I like that they've kept the lens assembly internalized because this lens would have been gigantic. I think that's fairly clear. And from what I've seen so far, this looks like a tack-sharp zoom lens that I think basically every E-mount user out there, whether you're APS-C or full frame, is going to want to get. I'm certainly going to be ordering it on pre-order day alongside the A9, and it's just something I've been waiting for a really long time because Sony's made great interchangeable lens cameras, both in the APS-C and full frame realm, but never offered a real reach like this in a single piece of hardware. So you can see right there a good, can't zoom in because this is Sony's mobile site, but a good example of what it's going to look like on body with the A9. It's still going to be quite large, don't get me wrong. It just is definitely better that the lens elements and assembly are all internalized, not a pumper style where you gotta, roll it out. And that is what you are working with unless you're looking at a G lens. Again, the G Master generally has been associated with faster glass than this, but I think it was obvious that Sony was directing this specifically at users that were going to pick up the A9 because of that nearly endless buffer, 20 frames per second continuous shooting, over 240 in RAW, over 300 in JPEG. So if you're a sports photographer, that's exactly what you want. Now you need a lens to match it, and that's what the 100 to 400 appears to accommodate very clearly. And there you can see the dimensions, in terms of both in millimeters and inches, in terms of length and thickness. And it just looks like a great lens. For those of you wondering when this is going to come out to complement the ILC E9, the A9, brand spanking new offering, same date. Pre-orders begin on April 21st and will actually start shipping on May 25th, at least in the U.S. Again, $2,500 gets you this brand new lens, which you don't need the A9 for, but it does seem like a perfect pairing, and that would be the reason that, in my opinion, Sony decided to launch it alongside the brand new A9. So I have a lot of gear here that I won't say is going to become obsolete, but it's going to be seeing a little bit less time outdoors once the A9 and the 100 to 400 G Master arrive. Any questions or comments, please feel free to post them. Hit that like button, and as usual, please feel free to subscribe. Later.